Good morning, everybody. Here I am again, and this is what it looks like when you're doing the insulation. As a matter of fact, you don't see me in shorts and jumping around and going, "Oh, it's all done." So there is the ceiling, which I've already told you about, but you see these holes here, like right up in here. All right, so what happens is that's hollow underneath, right? So now how do you get insulation in there? Well, I pushed it down as far as I can with my hand. I really don't have anything that turns to push like real strong. So, but this is why I'm saying, and I don't have my mask on right now, obviously, because I'm talking to you. Then you take your lovely fiberglass stuff, which I'm pulling off of the roll. Let me pull some off a little bit, just a little bit, so I can show you. And then I'm going to ball it up here. Okay, so now I have this, right? This is why we don't have our shorts on and why we're not jumping around going, ew. So, go ahead and find that hole. Push it in as far as you can. Now, I've pushed it as far as I can get it. It's about halfway down. I can push on it a little bit more. Probably if you're a guy, you're stronger than me, obviously. So, but I've got it as far as I can get it. So now I'm going to continue. So then we go to get the next bunch from here. Your handy dandy white stuff. And I mean, this is basic insulation 101, right? I'm bending over, which is why you got this weird shot. And then here's this. And it goes, I try to kind of like roll it because it's just easier. Now, because it's getting to the point I can't get it to go across, I know the rib is hollow here. So now my job is to push that down as far as I can get it. And there's stuff in the way because there's metal pieces in the way. And you push it down. There are holes on the side where you're going to put the clipboard back on, put those clips back in. And then down here, as you see, there's probably a nice big hole, which there is. I just stuffed that in there initially. And that'll have to get stuffed. And then underneath, right? So, when you're doing this, that's what's going to happen. I would advise you wear a mask because you're breathing in all those little fibers. It's fiberglass, so there are fibers. Sometimes I wear it more than others, depending on, my situation. The stuff that they make nowadays isn't quite as bad as the old stuff that we had when I was a kid, and stuff was flying everywhere, and there definitely was glass in it. You'd get cut. I don't really get cut with this. I can tell, though, there is a difference in my throat, so I am going to put my mask on shortly. But that's what you're going to do. You're just going to keep pushing it in, pushing it down, pushing it over, pushing it down, and get as much as you can in there. If you are a guy, of course, you're stronger, but then does your wrist and your hand fit in that hole? Now, some people say they push it through with something. I haven't found anything that works good for me. So, but what I did last night is I used the sound deadening stuff, which comes in big sheets, and I put that across here, and then took the insulation board, the R2, whatever it is. I don't use anything real super thick because I don't have like a lot of super room in there. But I put that on after I put the other stuff on. And then I glued it. There is glue underneath. It does hold it, but because I want to be super extra sure and I don't do everything overkill, I went ahead and I did my butyl tape all the way around. This way you see all this tape. The tape is not what just is holding it. So there's that. So I only have this one wall. I'll back up a little bit. I only have this one wall to do. Here's the top. I've got the bottom to do, right? And stuff. The back is done so half of the van is done as far as, and I don't know if I can pan around, me and this camera, but as you can see, that wall is done. I want to put more on the top there where the holes are. I didn't get to that yet, but that everything falls behind there. There's no, like this is, there's a hole here. So it just goes straight down. So I'll probably do the sticky stuff in there and see what I can do. But underneath here, underneath that board is the same stuff you just saw. So if you continue all the way around, then the doors have the 2 blankets. And they're on that board. They're on that styrofoam board. And everything's taped. And if we keep going around, then we have this wall. This wall is done. Right? All the way. All that stuff is underneath there. As much stuffing as I can get in there, it is. I call it stuffing. I know it's insulation. And now we're back to here. Okay? So it's done up to this point. The rug got put in. The foundation for the rug is put in, which is my gym mats. You know, those ones that you put together like puzzle pieces. Because underneath that is that black pad that they give you. And they have insulation under that pad. So now Bob Wells does not insulate his floors. He doesn't think you need it. There's my back door. I think that's so cute though. I do want to fix that one part because the silver's showing. Because that blanket, I left it shorter. I got to fix that. But going back to the floor, he always says that he does not do the floors. He just likes, you know, he wears heavy socks. That's fine. I understand that. Me personally, I'm the overkill girl here. So I will do, you know, what's there. And though, because those ribs are underneath there, you can feel them if you kneel on that floor. And I tried that already, and that hurts. So for me, putting the gym mats and then the indoor-outdoor carpeting down here. So, and then on top of this, I flatten this more, just like they do when they put in your carpet at your house. But it ends here right now. I got to put more in. Then I put a tape on the edge, just to hold the edge. And then what I'll do from there is continue it out. My bed goes in the back here. Back here, I have to make the platform for it. I decided to make a platform. I cut the mattress, as you guys know, and I already cut the frame. I could use it, but I have to put it on risers, which I tried in the house. So the risers work in the house, but the house isn't moving around like a van. So I'm like, probably not. So, yeah, I could support it and put extra wood, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to use my cubby things. When I get that far, I'll show you. But what I want to show you is the insulation. Because that is your foundation, right? So if you don't have your foundation, don't rush yourself and go ahead. First thing I did when I got this was to put these curtains in that you see going across, because I wanted the black curtain on that side. And I didn't want anybody to be able to see in. By the way, I cannot find, Minnie Van Lee always says first thing you want to do is your window coverings. I totally agree. Except this thing is huge for window. I bought the truck one, you know, sunshade. I bought everything I could find, unless you want to buy the real expensive stuff. I'm not paying $200 for one piece to go on a window. I'm just not. So I took the ones I had and actually sewed them together. So I brought the one lower than the other, and I did a stitch across. It works. It does work. And then I had pieces from my other ones. I cut them off on the sides to make it about 5 inches wider. I used it yesterday. It works. Now, when you fold it up, it's thick as all get out. But I still can tie it shut, you know, buckle it shut. And that's how I go. So the front window is done. Side windows, I will trace the pattern later when I get this all done in here. And then I'll make my side ones. I'll still buy the stuff that's silver on one side, black on the other, which you can get at Walmart. Right now they're on sale for like $13, $15. And I'll cut those. And then I'll get those in the window. And if I have to sew them, I'll sew them. I sew them by hand. So that's my way of doing it. Now, you may say I'm nuts and you want to go ahead and spend money and buy the real expensive ones. The real expensive ones, they're beautiful. I saw them at the Van Expo yesterday. They're absolutely stunning, but that's if you want to spend that kind of money. I'm going to put my money into my insulation right now, my flooring, use what I have, as much as I have, and do it that way. Because otherwise it gets really expensive. I mean, you can spend money really quick. The ceiling is going to change from silver to a stargazing look because I bought customized wallpaper that's peel and stick. I'll just put it on top of that, and there'll be stars up there. So when I'm laying down, I look up and I see God's creation. So, and I'll show you that when I get that far. I'm kind of excited about that. But when you do this, do not wear shorts. When you do this, do not have your arms uncovered. Wear gloves. As you can see today, my head is covered because I finally found that piece that I used to have. I got my glasses on, which I normally wear anyway. But I did put them on. No makeup because I'm going to wash my face when I'm done with this. Do put your mask on. For those of you who are terribly worried about me, because I had some friends of mine yell at me. Here it is. I just did not put it on while I'm talking to you because then, you know, and I don't like that feeling. So I used to make masks when we had the pandemic. So yeah. So I've got masks. I don't know what I did with all of them. Isn't that terrible? But I've got this one that I was using when I was sanding the walking sticks. I still make the walking sticks. So if anybody's interested, hey, hit me up for that because I really do make them. And they're pretty. So I design them and make them pretty for you. And I make kid ones, adult ones, all of that. You will see some on Pinterest and all that. Some people they go ahead and sand them down and go, here you go, $20. I am going to cover them, you know, and make sure that they've got stuff on them so the wood is covered and treated and the whole 9 yards. But hence this kind of mask. But I'm going to put this mask on and get back to stuffing that hole. See how far down I can get on this rib. And I may only get down to here. It just depends how far I can push. Then I'll go from the bottom and then I'll try to push up and over there. To me, the more the better. Now, like they say, some people, and I talked to people at the Van Expo yesterday. I'm going to set this down if you don't mind. So I can feel like I've got my hands free. Now you can't see me. I know I'll stand back. So some people say, why does this feel weird? It's supposed to go this, no, it's supposed to go this way. What am I doing? Under my chin, over my head maybe? I don't know. I'll try it. Anyway, I've usually put them on this way and they work, but here, I better hold the phone then. I was going to try to put it on while I was talking to you. Let me have a seat. Yeah, well, chitty chat that way. Anyway, some people say no insulation. Don't worry about it. If you live in a hot climate, it's not really going to help much. Some people say, put it on, put it on, put it on. In Washington State, where I am at, we have both hot and cold climate. It's been in the 80s about a week ago. Now it dropped down to 71 and 68 and 58. And it's been raining, and now it's sunny today. It's Washington State. You know, we have the seasons in a day. So, I don't know. For me personally, I want the insulation in there. And as much as I can get in there. To me, the more the merrier. And then I will put the butyl tape over it and make like a design almost, you know, so that the ribs are covered like they are up there, so that it looks like, you know, space tile. It's like you think I'm building an aircraft here. But at any rate, that's what I'm doing. And the silver board that you see, of course, I took that outside, spray painted it with regular spray paint, and then did the glitter spray paint over it. I do want to seal that, so I may get brave today, take everything out of here, and just go with a light coat of the, just the sheer clear sealant, which is going to stink to high heavens. So this is why our door, which is over here, is like wide. I don't know if you can see it. I've got the curtain on it, but it's, that's because I had bees trying to get in here yesterday. So now, in our lovely state, we have bees that are the ones that like to come out this time of year and hang around you and eat your food and land on your food. Yeah, so I'm dealing with that currently. So with that, I put up the sheer curtain back here. It's right behind me. I don't know why I turned the camera so far. It's right behind me. And that seems to keep everything out. Flies, bees, whatever. I have a little weird yellow box on here. Why do I have a weird yellow box on here? I don't know. Anyway, hopefully that's not showing up. But I don't edit, so what you see is what you get. So, but this is the reality behind it. I'm not going to look cutesy. I'm not going to jump around in a tank top and shorts, although I would love to look that beautiful. I can't put my makeup on, which I did in the one video, but this is the reality of fiberglass. And this stuff isn't as bad, like I said, but still, you know, you still want to take precaution. So I'm going to get back to work here, and we're going to go ahead and keep working on it. I only have one wall left. And I'm determined between today, tonight, and tomorrow to get that wall done, because I'm off today and tomorrow. I don't have to watch kids anymore. They're back in school. So otherwise, my little one would have been helping me in here, and then she'd get out while I was doing this for a while, and I'll bring her back in. She'll watch TV for a while, and I would bring her back in. But I don't want her around this stuff. But yeah, so just a heads up, if you have kids, I won't even put the dog in here with the fiberglass, just because there's fibers. And then I'll wash the floor. And I even Swiffered the floor. But I didn't use the actual Swiffer stuff. I just used the Swiffer, you know, mop, and Swiffered everything with a damp cloth. Got all this stuff up, and then went over it a second and third time. Like I said, Miss Overkill here, so I'd rather do that than not, though. So make sure I got it. So that's what I'm doing. That's my life today. And then I'll go to the grocery store and, you know, do the usual errands. Yesterday was a Van Expo. I met the vendors. They're all excellent people. The one that I particularly like, and I'm actually happy with, is, he's in Buckley. Is it Adventures? I think Adventures is in the name. But he is a van builder. He is in Buckley. He does do, you know, this kind of stuff. Insulation, cabinets. He puts cabinets in and everything. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And there's enough room in a Ford E250 Transit for you to put it in. He has the bed on a riser, you know, and it can fold up and down. I want a permanent place, and I'm going to try something. I gave him my ideas. He thought they were good. So he seemed to be, he's honest, trustworthy, won't overcharge you. So I would strongly, he's in Buckley, Washington. So if you happen to be in Washington State, I would suggest contact him. You can look up the van, you know, build. I'll look for his brochure, and in one of my videos, I'll pop it in. As far as purchasing a van, Jet Chevrolet in Federal Way is where I went for this one. I am not sorry that I did. I am worried about van payments because, of course, the house hasn't sold yet. But because I'm supposed to plunk, you know, big chunk down to make that balance go down, and I will when that time comes. And that's up to God. So I'm just telling you what's going on. I'm real. You know, I'll always be transparent with you. But once I get in here and I'm not paying rent, mortgage, gas, electric, and all that other stuff, yeah, it'll be a cash flow of about $2,000. So, because I'm still working part-time, I'm still getting Social Security, I'm still got my pension. Social Security, by the way, doesn't care about your pension. So that's good. They don't count that, or I'm telling you, or I'd be broke, like broke. And then I'd have to live out of the van out of necessity, not because I want to. But it kind of is out of necessity, because if I can save that money, save up for about 3 years, you know, make this sacrifice and be in here for 3 years, travel around though, in between, which I think I'll enjoy, really I will. And I like driving if it's long distances like that, and I don't have, you know, like city traffic, you know, just to go see things. And then go stealth in a city. I will go back to California. So my California people, I will come to you. I promise you that. If it's not this winter, because I got to get through the mountains to get to you. And the snow is going to start in about October in the mountains. So trying to get through that. I don't know. This is an all-wheel drive. But I just don't know that I want to go through that snow and the snowstorms they get up there. Because again, it's a mountain. You know, you might be 6,000, 10,000 feet up in the air. So it's different than being down here. I did it last October and it was pouring rain. It just started to snow. But I did that because my son had moved, and then he's moved back. But it was because of his job. But at any rate, I will get to you, California people. I promise you. And I will go right back to that RV park I was at there in Stockton, in French Camp. Everybody was like, it's actually Manteca more than it is Stockton. So people were like, get out of there. You're going to die. It's Stockton, blah, 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 blah. No, it's a gated community. It's right on the borderline of Stockton, outside of Stockton, and Manteca. So I'm considering it more Manteca. I believe the address is considered more Manteca. Physically, when you go there, you're like a block away from the stores. I mean, it's a nice location. I will go back there and I will come see y'all. But let me get this all done and have something to show you. So long about Thursday, Friday, I'm off Thursday. Friday I work. So I but soon I will be putting up another video. Hopefully the ceiling will have that stuff on it and it'll look pretty. If it doesn't want to stick to that, I'm using my 3M90 spray. So on with this, because a little bit that I did, I have to drink something now because I feel like it's in my throat. I don't like that feeling, so hence today the mask. But I will talk to you guys again. I just wanted to make it so real that you do understand, because I've said it before, but I can say it before and people still don't, Oh yeah, I can do it. Be safe, please. And keep your children safe, because with this stuff, don't take any chances. Like the little one was around when I did the stuffing way on the bottom. She sat across the room, and then she just got bored because I didn't have her do anything. I knew she'd get bored. And it's, oh, Grandma, can I go watch TV? And I have one in my shed, my workout room. And I said, yeah, go ahead. So she sat in there, and that's what I had her do. And before you know it, she was taking a nap on the workbench. So that was fine. And she didn't fall off. She had her blanket, and everything. But she just kind of rested. And then when that time was up, then I brought her back in. But I'm just saying, please be careful. It's not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth the risk. So there you are, guys. But I love you all. So aloha nui loa. Love you much. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for listening, watching. And you're on Van Life with Minister Mary. Aloha ke akua. God is love. And truly, He does love you. He really does love you. If you don't know where to read in the Bible, start with the Psalms maybe. I like the Psalms. That's my thing. Some people, I also love Revelation. I wouldn't tell you to go to Revelation first. But Book of John is always good. Just to start. You want to get a feel for it, right? And on YouTube now, there are Psalms that the way they probably would have sounded when in David's time, right? Back in the day, when David did them. And it's beautiful. And it's just so serene and peaceful. So try that maybe. You can look up various Psalms on there. Once you get subscribed to that channel, like Psalm 27, Psalm 91, whatever. Or you can just do the mix and hear a lot of them. It's beautiful. So that will probably help you too. But draw closer to God. Let me tell you, if you draw closer to Him, He will draw close to you. Don't doubt that. I know for a fact that it works. I know for a fact that God is there. He did not bring me this far to leave me. I have to believe that. So, and I will believe that. Not that I have to, I want to. And I talk to God all day long. Hey, Jesus, how you doing? Hey, Holy Spirit, how you doing? I'm sure you're fine. You're in heaven, right? Is what I'll always say to them. Hey, God the Father, how you doing? I'm sure you're doing good. You're in heaven too. Don't understand the Trinity, but I know you're there. And I just flat out will talk like that to them. And when I need something, I'll tell them. When I'm angry, last night I did get mad. I kept dropping things, and finally I had lost it. A little bit, I got lost patience. And I said, Lord, I know I'm not supposed to lose this patience, but I'm just upset right now. And not like He doesn't know. Come on. He knows everything you're doing anyway. So what are you going to do, hide it? So at any rate, I'm just saying. But I talked to Him during the day. He'll help me get through this. And I needed to go fast because I got to go pick up some stuff at the store. Well, somebody's coming through with a car. I don't know who that is. We always say there's such interesting things going on. The car is marked with something on the side, but I don't know who it is. Sounds like they might be turning around or parking down there. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here, but love one another as the Lord has loved you, please. Please. Love one another as the Lord has loved you. Help one another. Especially nowadays with all that's going on. Pray for one another. Have Jesus in your life and heart. Have him front and center, I'm telling you. There are no atheists in foxholes, they used to say. And I bet that's true. So when, times get really tough and you get scared, you're going to be, oh, God, help me. Yeah. Well, why would he help you if you never said anything to him before or talked to him before? He doesn't know you. So make him your best and most important friend first. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. Like I said, I know I have no makeup on. Hopefully I'm not scaring small children. But this is just how it is. I'll talk to you in the next video. And there'll be more progress. I get to show you. Bye for now. Gloves, thing, mask, and all. Talk to you later. Bye for now. Aloha.